Thank you for stopping by to my YouTube channel, Cosmic Light Body. In this video, I'm going to talk about how I aligned with higher dimensional energies and deceased loved ones, and I'm able to communicate pretty much at will on a daily basis. And it's not what you think. Stay tuned. So when I awakened, I had probably what most of you are going through. I had situations where I had anger and fear and all these emotions were being released. They came up, I had to clear, and this was pretty much a daily occurrence for a long time. So when you're in this state of mind, it's very difficult to get your mind quiet. I've tried meditation. I did that frequently. I worked on quieting my mind. The main thing that I learned at that time was that clearing, we need to accept where we are, become the observer, and release these emotions. And that's what started to happen. I was able to connect with my guide right away, and he helped me through the process. Now, things were really interesting because I had never, from an awareness standpoint, been able to communicate with energies. I know I have my whole life. I know that now, but in those moments, I didn't realize that these thoughts that were coming in were not mine. So we always think that the thoughts we're thinking are our thoughts, and I can assure you they're not. So how did this change for me? Well, what happened was when I awakened, I started going through my clearing, as I had mentioned, and it's really difficult to get in and find that quiet space in your heart, to drop in and really feel. And my guide was all over me in the beginning. He says, you have got to work on feeling, quiet your mind. And I did, and I did, and I did. And things began to improve. But here was the amazing thing that happened. And I want you all to realize this and look out for these things because it's a game changer. I started to see things. What happened was I had visions of energy. Energy would come down to me. And what was happening was I had multidimensional. I remember one day I was sitting on my couch in my family room, and I had 3 bolts of energy appear in front of me. And they were multidimensional energies. And they came and communicated with me. And this is how it began. So what happened was these energies, really what they did was they lowered their vibration to the point where I could perceive them. And what happened from that point on? Well, we go through a process called entrainment. So if you were to take 2 tuning forks, let's say, and put them about a foot away, and you would strike one where it's vibrating at its frequency, what would happen to the other one is it would begin to vibrate and eventually match the frequency of the first one. So that is what entrainment is. That's what we call entrainment. That is an alignment of frequency. Once we aligned with that frequency and they came down so that I was able to align because they appeared visually in my awareness, so I knew they were there. Then I communicated telepathically. And what happened was now I've got that frequency. And they would continue to come, but they would continue to appear less and less and less. And the communication became more telepathic. And where I'm at now is a situation where it's just natural. It's feel, because I've cleared a lot of my traumas, a lot of my pains, and I have dropped into my heart, and I'm able to feel. And that's how I communicate now. But the point of this video is I want you to realize that because your mind, that ceiling fan of your mind is going really, really quickly, does not mean that you should give up. You need to be aware of what's going on externally. Because if they come in and they trigger this vibration within you, they will reflect out into your reality and you will be able to perceive them visually in 3D space. And that's how I started to be able to communicate. As far as deceased loved ones, same thing. They would come in, I'd see a shadow. But once you like lock into that frequency, then the communication becomes more natural over time. So I remember I was at my office one day, and my 2 aunts, who are deceased, came in. And they came in and they appeared just like those multidimensional energies did. They appeared as a beam of light. So it was a similar type of thing. But after that, and as I continued to clear, it became more natural, telepathic, feel, dropped into the heart. So again, what's happening? There's a process called entrainment. And the best way to describe entrainment is if you're in your car and you're trying to find a radio station and you're scanning up and down the frequencies, and then all of a sudden you hit a station, boom, it's a really strong signal. Let's say it's 97.9, okay? Bam, there it is. I've got it. 97.9, great station, really strong signal. So that's the point in which the multis came down to me. I was able to see them. Very, very strong frequency, very, very strong vibration, was able to perceive them in my reality. So what happens after that then is we get back in our car, we know the frequency. I'm going to go directly to it. Bam, we're directly on the frequency. A lot easier to connect the next time. So after that then, we continue to clear and we decide to make that station a preset. So we make it a favorite. We set it to say number 3 out of 12 stations. And then next time we get in our car, we don't even need to turn the dial. We hit the number 3 and we're there. That's the process of entrainment. So how does the process of entrainment relate to speaking with multidimensional beings, ETs, deceased loved ones? Well, what it is once we have that preset essentially set, our brain now knows that frequency. So it's as simple as just shifting your thought. So what I do is I will get into a quiet mind. I will meditate if need be, if I've got a lot going on, and I drop into the heart space. I'm quiet, my mind is clear, and then it's just as simple as thinking about who I want to communicate with, and then my mind will automatically align with that frequency. That is entrainment. And basically what it is I've built the circuitry now between me and whoever it is that I want to communicate with. So it's as easy as just shifting my thought, thinking about them from a quiet space, quiet mind, and opening my heart and listening, and that's how I can communicate. That is entrainment. So if you can't get your mind quiet, if you can't clear your thoughts, I promise you, continue to do the work. Continue to clear. Drop in under your emotions, become the observer, see them, do the work, release that charge, do your breathing, do your meditating, and most importantly, if you're just getting started and you're feeling like something's trying to communicate with you, be aware, because it will come in many different ways. Like I said, mine came visually. I had the visual before I had the feeling. So, and then I was able to clear my mind and everything just kind of dropped in, and it's natural now to where I'm communicating daily, basically, with multidimensional energies. I have several ET guides, deceased loved ones, even my deceased dog. Not to mention my main spirit guide, who is there with me always. So don't give up hope. Be aware. Continue to do the work, and things will happen for you. You will grow. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Go ahead and click the subscribe button if you found that this content resonated with you. I'm going to be putting stuff up frequently around these types of subjects of spirituality, enlightenment, and so forth. Also, jump on over to Instagram at CosmicLightBody11. Go ahead and follow for some really cool short videos and things of that nature that are put up throughout the week. Thanks again.